So, Mr. Starmer, so if I protest, I'm not saying I will, I'm just saying if I was to protest against what Israel is doing in Gaza, I'm now anti-Jewish. So they're saying, so if you protest against what's happening in Gaza, is you're not anti-Jewish because again, so crazy attack happened. Again, don't get tricked here. I don't use the word anti-Semitism or anti-Semitism. Like, that word doesn't exist to me. What happened was a racist attack and an anti-Jewish attack, and I'm 100% glad that that flipping cycle was taken up because what happened was horrible. It was racist and it was anti-Jewish, not anti-Semitic. It was racist and it was anti-Jewish. What happened? Because he clearly went there to try to harm Jewish people, which is racist and anti-Jewish. But I don't know how you conflate that with people now protesting against what's happening in Gaza. So this is what Starmer said. So let me expand it. So I urge anyone thinking about protesting this weekend to recognize and respect the grief of British Jews. This is a moment of mourning. It is not a time to stoke tension and cause further pain. It is a time to stand together. We're a country that welcomes all people, no matter their faith, to stand under the same flag as neighbors and friends. This stand is who we are and where and who will always be. Hatred and violence will never win. So, again, all well and good. So, Starmer, what you're now saying is Israel acts on behalf of all Jewish people all over the world. What you're saying is every single Jewish person is bound to support whatever Israel does. You're painting Jewish people with one simple brush. Because I know for a fact that there are Jewish people who feel, oh, we have a right to exist, but we do not support murdering and killing kids. We don't support this psychopath Netanyahu just arbitrarily trying to just decimate a region. So there are Jewish people that are not in favor of what Israel is doing. So by saying that people shouldn't go out and protest, and somehow you protesting is now somehow demeaning the horrible attack that happened in the synagogue, doesn't make any sense. Because what you're doing is very dangerous. Because what Israel has always done is used the kind of, or not really Netanyahu and his government, because I don't want to paint people on one brush. So what Netanyahu and his cabinet have always done is used the anti-Semitism arguments. So if you criticize anything that Israel done, or you're being anti-Semitic, you're being an anti-Jewish. Remember what happened in the Holocaust? So no, you can't. But you see, that whole defense mechanism is not beginning to fail. Guys are like, nah. You ain't going to use that to justify anything you do. But people protesting what Israel is doing has nothing to do with being anti-Jewish. So me saying that, bro, these guys are acting like damn psychopaths. Like these guys are acting like damn psychopaths. So me saying Israel are acting like psychopaths, how's that me being anti-Jewish? You see, in school, I remember guys used to say, oh, if let's say I didn't lend them any money, so if someone asks me, oh man, can I borrow some money from you? And I'm like, no, I can't. And then the guy would say, oh man, don't be such a Jew, don't be such a Jew. That's racist. That's anti-Jewish. Where if let's say I am holding on to my money, or I don't want to lend someone some money, they say, oh man, don't be such a Jew, don't be such a Jew. That's racist. Because you are just using the stereotype that all Jewish people hoard their money and don't want to spend their money. That is a very racist, stereotypical view. But criticizing Israel isn't anti-Jewish. It's not. So I don't know what that is. Because look, Starmer is because he's dealing with the immigration issue. He's dealing with the reform issue. He's dealing with Tommy Robinson. He's dealing with this Islamophobia. Because you now have Islamophobia, you now have what has happened in the synagogue attack now. And the thing with that synagogue attack is, You see, which is just why you're living in dangerous times. Because who knows what that cycle was on about. But probably in that cycle's mind was Israel, Jewish, synagogue, attack, which is stupid. Like, this is the key here. Who knows what that cycle's thought was? But if I was to hazard a guess, he's seeing what Israel is doing to a people that he connects with. And he now links in Israel with Jewish. So I am now going to now take out vengeance on a group of people who have nothing to do with what's happening in Israel as his way of saying, I am now fighting the good fight. No, moron. If you want to fight the good fight, go to the region and fight the IDF. Don't fight guys in a synagogue in Manchester. Go to the region and fight the actual IDF. So, Starmer, if you now combine the state of Israel with just Jewishness, you're actually buying into the issue as to how that horrible thing occurred. Separate them. Israel do not act on behalf of every single Jewish person in the world. No, they do not. But specifically, Netanyahu and his government don't act on behalf of every single Jewish person in the world. So you're saying that whatever Saddam Hussein did, everyone agreed. Back in my day, the crazy dictator Abacha, did Abacha do so every Nigerian agreed with everything that Abacha did? No. Or in Uganda, everybody agreed with everything that Idi Amin did? No. Or the Japanese emperors, everyone agreed with everything the Japanese emperor did? No. So you can't do that. And I think by Starmer putting out that statement saying that if you protest what is a genocide, you are stoking tensions. Or if you're protesting a genocide, it could be seen as anti-Jewish. So then, if you now do the math, so doing that is anti-Jewish. So therefore, Jewish people are committing a genocide. Because no, you have to work with us here. I am protesting what has been illustrated, what has been confirmed to be a genocide by the UN. That is what I am protesting. I'm not protesting my hatred of Jews. I'm protesting a genocide. But saying that I can't protest because that's going to stoke tensions. But then anybody that has issues with what I'm doing is supporting a genocide. So you see, that's how the math works. Because we have to be very clear here. People are not protesting against Jews saying, I hate Jews. Jews are horrible people. Jews stink. No, they're protesting that, there's this state that is committing a genocide. There is this state that is killing kids, destroying hospitals. What does that have to do with a hatred of Jews? But that is the issue that we're in, because somehow people have linked in the state of Israel with all Jews. So then what you now have is that anything that Israel does, so basically anything that Israel does, all synagogues are all in support of what Israel does, or all synagogues are all bound to everything. All synagogues are all bound to everything that Israel does. That doesn't make sense, because as has been seen, there are, I think even in London, there are Jewish people against what Israel are doing. Because you can be Jewish and be against what Israel are doing. Because so you're saying that you can't call yourself Jewish and be against what Israel are doing. Or you can only be seen as truly Jewish if you fully support what Israel is doing. No. You can't be Jewish. And there are Jewish people who are proud Jewish people who are against what Israel is doing. So that's reality.